My little brother just recently bought a bonnet for him. Like, I was like, why are you wearing this? His hair is like this. What do you buy more?
So in elementary school, people thought I wasn't straight, which really annoyed me because I didn't know what they.
Why are you laughing?
Just choice.
Now I think about like there's just one event that this made me realize I'm black. Like
being nonchalant is not cool.
And I'm looking at the camera. It's not.
So if you're gonna be a nonchalant dreadhead, cut the nonchalant out.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to season 1, episode 18 of D Speeds Podcast. You guys already know who it is, but for those who don't know my name or who I am still, I'm Daniel Akindinu. Daniel Akindinu. Daniel Akindinu. Once again, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me on another episode of D Speeds Podcast. And without further ado, we're going to get right into today's episode. Now, judging by the thumbnail, judging by the title, or whatever you guys have seen this episode coming up, we have another big group. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 girls here with me today. We're going to quickly run through it and have you guys introduce yourselves, talk a little bit about yourselves, and even shout out your social media platforms.
Hi guys, my name is Andrel. It's gonna be andrel.bujeki on Instagram. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Bernice. It's bernice.babo on Instagram. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Achol. My Instagram is achol.aken. And this is my first time on this podcast, so I'm actually like really excited.
Hi, my name is Zaina. I'm a law and politics student at the University of Windsor, and my handle is Zaina with 2 A's at the end, an X, period, _.
Hi guys, I'm Kristalla. My Instagram is Kristalla_LV and Z.
Hi everybody, my name is Marie-Liz. It's pretty easy to say, not gonna lie. Or
Not serious.
My name is Marie-Liz, but a lot of people just call me Marie or Mary. My name is on Instagram. Surprise. On Instagram, my Instagram handle is Marie-Liz, Marielys, period W. And then I do hair as well. So if you guys need your hair done, I'm gonna plug myself because why not? And my braiding handle. You can
judge by everyone in the back. They've all gotten their hair done. Most people.
Wait,
yeah.
soon. 2 times.
No judgment. But my Instagram handle for my braiding account is braids, period, by Lys, Lys. So if you need your hair done, text me. Only for hair though, guys.
Wait, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm at the U of Windsor, and these are all my lovely friends, and we're happy to be here.
Hey, once again, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me on today's episode. And without further ado, we're going to get right into our first segment, which is the hot take of the week. You guys already know how it works. We go surfing online, trying to look for the best and the worst, the messiest and the craziest hot take, and we talk about them on each segment. Today's hot take is wearing bonnets in public isn't ghetto. It's protective, styling, and self-care. What do you guys think about that? Who's trying to go first?
Okay, because I think ghetto, I don't think that's the right word. I low-key don't like that word sometimes.
Okay.
I don't like that word.
What does it mean to be ghetto? Let's get into that.
They're talking about black people when they say ghetto.
They're just talking about black people in general. There's no definition to it.
I think it's black people, associated with a lower social economic standard, which is not it's not your fault if you're not in the higher social economic.
Social economic.
Yes.
English is not. I knew you were gonna say that.
It's not Englishing.
It's not. But I like what Joel said. Like ghetto, not everybody's ghetto. Some people are, but not everybody is.
Okay.
Yeah, because if your hair's not done, but you still have to do a quick trip, okay, wear a bonnet, whatever.
That,
but there's I guess there's a time and place for wearing that.
No bonnet to school, please.
But to work, you're not gonna come to work and wearing a bonnet.
Crazy,
you know?
Okay, can I ask you guys a question? What are your thoughts with guys wearing durags to school?
Okay.
Because in my personal opinion, I feel like wearing a durag. What is going on, Kristalla?
That's right, guys.
Wearing a durag and wearing a bonnet, I feel like it goes both ways. No, what do you mean? No,
it doesn't.
Do you find it attractive when a guy is wearing a durag?
Yes.
I mean,
but I feel like a durag, I feel like girls will get more hate for wearing a bonnet out than guys wearing a
Girls will
do-rag.
get hate for doing anything.
Yes, exactly.
Especially
Black
black
girls will get
girls.
hate for doing
Black
girls
women
in
in
general.
general.
But it's low key like it's kind of the same thing.
No, but now that you
Just
say
a little
that,
bit.
like low key, like I kind of see it because why is a bonnet seen as like
It's 'cause women
ghetto,
wear it.
gross, but a do rag we like
They're
high-
both-
it's in high fashion.
They're both
accepted.
protective.
They're both
Yeah.
protected.
So-
Like you both wear it
Yeah.
when your hair isn't done. So
And
why is it an
Yeah.
issue when the girl
It's
is
also
wearing
the
bonnet?
way like white girls started wearing it and everybody just accepted it. But when we were doing it, it was ghetto. That's the whole issue, in my opinion. That was my only issue with that.
He said,
Because I didn't see that one coming.
I want to also add to what Anla said is that I feel like durags are more accepted because like 2016 or I don't know, like 2016, 2017.
The light
was
skin.
bring it
It's not
back.
it was.
Oh, sorry. I'm
wasn't-
just kidding.
It wasn't even the whole.
I agree.
I'm not talking about even skin color. Like the whole waves trend, like guys
Wave
revealing
check.
the wave
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
It was a trend. So like people were expecting. I'm just speaking usually black men to have durags and then take it off and being a big reveal. So that's why I think it was more normalized in society. But like they're right, bro. When women, bruh.
Who was it
And
that
they-
wore a do-rag just recently at the Met Gala?
Oh yeah,
At the
Tiana
Met-
Taylor.
See, that was
she did?
fire.
Yeah, she wore. It
She
was
wore a
a
red do-rag.
It was a red do-rag with
Underneath
a big
her hat.
suit, like, bruh, hey.
See, but you see that in high fashion, you're never gonna see a bonnet
It's
at the Met
never.
Gala.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
also, like, I feel like
A bullet at the Met Gala is looking ghetto.
You're not helping our kids
No,
right
but
now.
no.
We just said
We don't look at word. Wait.
we're ghetto. We just said
I
that.
think also there's a difference. If someone wore a bonnet at the Met Gala now, I don't like at this Met Gala specifically. It wouldn't be seen as
That's
bad
true.
because it was black
Yeah.
dandyism. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's the opposite. It would definitely
It
have
would have
been
made a
seen.
statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
It would have definitely been
Really?
a statement. Yeah.
it's
That's
the
what everyone would be talking
opposite.
about
Yeah.
for weeks on
and
end.
then it
Yeah,
would have been a
but
trend. It would have
No,
been a
I
trend.
feel like it would have been in a bad way if someone did that. Especially that the
TikTok would stitch it all, everything. It would be a conversation and would get a conversation going.
But I feel like it would be a bad buzz because like people would just be like, oh, black people, whatever,
was
whatever.
the
The
theme
theme
was
was
black
black
dandyism.
Exactly. Like,
No.
way they
The
associate it-
theme of the
Black
thing.
culture, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
something like something around black culture. Yeah.
But is a bonnet black culture?
Oh, good
Yes.
question.
Yes,
we
it is, it
made
is.
it.
It is, and now it
Is
became
it
a
black-
protective. It became a now it's seen as a protective gadget, whatever you want to wear.
Gadget got it.
For
Right.
people with curly hair, like I know. It was even a discourse on TikTok when people who wear black wearing a bonnet, is that a problem?
That's what I was saying. Like people
People who
everyone-
weren't black wearing a bonnet.
I don't know if
Yes.
that's a problem. Like
I don't think it's a
I don't think
problem,
it's a-
but I think the whole issue is
If the
like at the moment they started saying like, oh, it's fine for them, like for non-black people to like wear it, and when black girl did it, it was like an issue. Oh, you guys are so ghetto. That's the issue for me.
Okay.
Because when like non-black person started doing it, people was like, oh, they're just protecting their hair. They're just doing this. We were doing like black girls were doing the same exact thing, or black people in general, but it hasn't like it wasn't seen that way. It was
Okay.
seen really differently. So it was like,
Okay.
I also feel like bonnets are maybe more associated as with sleepwear, so we only expect to see them in the house. You don't expect
Yeah.
people to go out in them, so that might be another thing.
Yeah, right? Like, you don't
Yeah.
leave your trips.
Would
Yeah.
you wear-
outside?
I have a question. It's more like saying, would you wear pajamas to work? Are you gonna wear a bonnet to work? No. Exactly.
So why are
So
you wearing-
why are you wearing? Yeah.
Which is why like a do-rag was more for like outside of that.
Outside.
Like, that's
I
why
agree.
it,
Yeah,
it
because it's
became
for-
more
but-
acceptable because
Yeah.
it was worn even outside.
Oh, that's
going
to
to
protect
church.
your waves all the
All
time.
day
Yes.
long, which is why it became acceptable. The bonnet was for the moment of sleeping.
Literally.
You know, that's a really good point though. Nobody wears a like. You don't wake up and say, "Let me wear my bonnet today."
Yeah, but you'll wake up and be like, "Damn, my hair's completely just kind of up." And
Let
then,
me
you know,
not.
just
Let me keep
flat
my
it
bonnet
down.
up. Yeah, I agree.
So then you
with
wear it
that.
all day.
So can we kind of like summarize what we're trying to say? If you're a girl, would you wear a do-rag and replace it with like wearing a bonnet outside? Or like I want to kind of understand like where
we wear
everyone's head is right
scarves
now.
outside.
Yeah, scarves
Okay,
is
a
our
scarf.
bonnet.
That's-
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
looks
Do-rag.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But scarves are accepted more in general, like,
Yes.
because every culture has a different variation of a scarf type of thing.
Right.
Like,
The
I don't
headscarf.
think The headscarf, but not everybody has a
Variation.
variation of a bonnet.
Bonnet.
To my knowledge, bro.
Hey.
Help me out there.
Okay. Fact checked her. If you need to.
But
Okay.
personally, for me, for me, like the only time I'm wearing a bonnet is if nobody else is seeing me. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm in a car and I'm on a long trip, I know I'm not gonna be seeing people. Then I wear a bonnet.
Wear a bonnet.
But
Exactly.
I'm not walking around in the grocery store. I'm not going to uni with a bonnet on my head. That's just me though.
Or like I was saying
Yeah.
earlier, the only time I want to say this, or like I don't care, do whatever you want, is like when you go to the airport like super early in the morning or like super late at night, you know you're gonna spend the night in the plane or
That's
whatever.
a more acceptable
That's
time to
acceptable
wear
because you
a bonnet.
like it's early, like my hair is not done or it's late. I'm gonna sleep in there, so like.
But
Or like I
That's-
want to protect my hair for the
For
outing.
the trip.
You know? Yeah. Like I want to come out looking, tea.
Okay.
it's also my opinion. But when men wear bonnets, people are like, "Oh my damn!"
So cute. So
I've
Baby,
never
you
said
look like you
that.
just woke up.
I've
No,
never said this.
Priscilla did a confession. You've never said that in your life.
No.
Never.
No, that's not that.
My little
I
brother
said,
just
"Damn, he looks
recently
good."
bought a bonnet for him. For, like I was like, why are you wearing this? His hair is like this. What do you buy
Here's another one that they started to wear, that little thingy on top of the dreads as like what is
A
that?
hat?
It's not a hat, but it has like a hole on top for the dreads to come out.
Oh, wait, there's.
That's an epidemic.
I don't know what you're
I've seen
That's
it.
an
I cannot.
epidemic.
I
can't, like,
speak on
no.
that. I'm gonna
Do
answer
you know what I'm
that.
talking about? Like
I wish
that
I
thing,
wish
like,
I knew what you're talking. I
It's
don't
like-
I don't think I've seen it often.
It's like they put it like
There's
this,
like a little bit of-
and then there's like a hole in it so the dreads can come out, and it's an epidemic.
It's kind of like a scarf, but it's like
Oh,
it's
that's
like a
yeah, my
socket,
brother.
bro.
It's like
Yeah.
a socket or whatever. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, that one, epidemic.
Just jokes.
Let it go.
Just
I
jokes,
tell
bro.
everybody,
No.
Let it go.
All black people we
All
support.
love.
Not all.
Oh, love where? I'm so sorry.
Thank you guys so much again for joining me on that segment. We're gonna move on to our next segment, which is the question segment. For the question segment, you guys send us questions and we answer them for you guys. But because this podcast is very different, we actually want to talk about a main, like we want to have just one main topic and kind of like debrief about that. Let me get my notes real quick. So the title of the topic that we're going to be talking about today is growing up as a foreigner. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because I feel like we haven't really gotten that chance to kind of like talk about our experiences growing up, not white or
Trauma.
not like growing up in a different environment than most people. And the reason why I chose growing up as a foreigner is because I want us to kind of connect with everyone who has kind of had that experience. Who's trying to start us off strong? Well, the first thing I have on my list is going to school and trying to find yourself. And kind of people, and kind of like surrounding yourself with people who you should and should not be with.
Is this like high school?
It doesn't matter. Like elementary, high school, primary, like it.
High
doesn't
school was
matter.
trauma.
Trauma.
I
You
feel
trying
like
to talk about your trauma?
for me it was more so
Bro,
grade school.
I'm just gonna say
That's when it
I
started.
think most of us come from like predominantly something that except for a troll maybe. Predominantly
white
white
school?
school, predominantly schools that aren't black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that in itself
Bro, that would have changed the experience.
bro, me in grade school and high school and me in uni when it comes to like my loving my like country and my identity and all that stuff, different.
Change,
Different.
Very.
Yeah. And the experiences you have.
You trying to talk about your experience?
Shape you. They shape you like this.
Actually,
Like this.
there's one thing I wanna kind of talk about, and I thought about it the other day too when I was like kind of put the stuff that I wanted to talk about. So in elementary school, people thought I wasn't straight, which really annoyed me because I didn't know what they.
Why are you laughing?
Just your face.
Mommy.
Wait. No. I'm not laughing because of what you said.
Why are you laughing, Mary?
I can't. Why? I didn't do anything. So what do you mean they all? Don't.
Just your face.
But the reason I didn't really understand the reason why they thought that. I was like, bro, I thought I was being normal, but to them I wasn't. So then it took me up until like grade 8, grade 9 for me to realize that I was very much straight. I just had a feminine personality. And it made sense because like a good majority of the people that I was friends with in elementary school, they were females. And they were not just females that like, they were females that kind of understood where I was coming from. When I would talk to them and we'd have genuine conversations, it was like, one-on-one. It wasn't until I got to like high school that I finally found guys who thought the way I thought, or kind of had similar personalities that I had, you know, and we could kind of relate. Of course, like we didn't 100% relate, but there was just that one thing about us that made me feel more inclusive, made me feel like, okay, I found my people.
Like you were able to be yourself around them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Bro, I kid you not, I would always get so confused when people would say,
No, I feel like that's
That must have been hard.
I feel like I had like a mini identity crisis.
I think it comes from other people like hyper masculinizing black men. Like expecting them to always be like super manly and stuff, and as soon as they show like a feminine side, it's weird or it's automatically or whatever.
I wouldn't even say it's feminine. Like, why is it showing your emotions feminine? Like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're feminine. I don't think you're feminine. Yeah, it's
means
not.
you're aware emotionally.
Yes, I think
Emotionally intelligent.
And that's a masculine trait too. Yeah.
I think it's a lot like it shows more strength that you're able to show your emotions and keep it in. Like, we could all be like
Being nonchalant is not cool.
It's not.
Pretty much.
no,
It's really not.
It's not.
And I'm looking at the camera. It's not.
So if you're gonna be a nonchalant dreadhead, cut the nonchalant out.
Cut the dreaded as well.
It's a lot, dreadhead.
No.
Just be,
Before I cut the dreads now.
Cut the dread.
Just kidding. I'll laugh.
just be you. Like that's
Don't
not
cancel
cliche,
me.
but like be you. And I have a point. Like when I was in elementary school, bro. Like no hate, bro. You're not even gonna find this. But like I remember. Well, this is not inclusive or anything. Like when I was in elementary school, so like kindergarten. Is it like how do you say jardin?
Kindergarten.
No,
Like
it's maternelle.
JK.
JK. Okay, well, JK, SK.
It's kindergarten.
No, because
No.
Jardin and Francophones,
We don't know.
you know.
Okay, whatever. But the point is the class before first grade. I remember I was in a predominantly white school, and I didn't even clock people were white. I just thought.
Because you're a kid. Like,
It's chilling.
Yeah, you don't see color.
You don't really see color, but like now that I think about like there's just one event that this made me realize I'm black. Like it's not even.
I will tell you, there was a great shift in 7th grade.
Yes.
Yo,
I don't know,
same.
7th, 8th.
7th,
Same.
8th grade,
Yeah.
I remember in grade school, just all of a sudden, there were just kids, like, you're black in a predominantly white
Yeah.
school, but the realization that you're black in a predominantly white school is, like,
It's
said. Like,
just-
someone came up to me.
What the heck?
This guy came up to me in 8th grade and said, I wish I was black like you. What are you
That
saying
wasn't
to
the
that?
compliment
feel
you
like-
thought it was.
I had
It
a
wasn't the compliment he thought it was. Because I was like,
You know, for them, but he thought that was a compliment.
Yeah.
but to us, it's like, what are you talking about?
And the crazier thing,
I had a-
go.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a very similar experience like to hers. Like I remember when I first came, I was in Montreal, so it was French all over
In
the place.
Montreal.
Montréal.
Speak French.
Montréal.
Don't
J'étais
be
à
Montreal.
Montréal.
It's not Montreal. It's Montreal. Anyways. Sorry. I had to get it off my chest.
Anyways, I was in Montreal. And then I remember this one teacher came out to me. And then I was wearing my hair, like my natural hair. And then she was like, oh, I love your hair.
Was she touching it?
Wait, that's not even the worst part. She was like, oh, I love your hair. They're so beautiful. They're so savage and everything. Like And she thought it was a compliment. She's like, you look, comment tu dis lion?
Like a lion. Like a
Yes,
lioness, bro.
like exactly. That's what she said. And then she was like, "Can I touch them? They look so soft."
Savage God.
I looked at her and I was like, "Huh?" That's literally what I
Yeah, but
did.
you see me,
Savage
I was
no.
so like in the clouds. I would have taken that as a compliment.
I did back then. Back then, I did. But I was so confused when she asked to touch my hair because, like, I think that was like 1 year into being in Canada. So I was like, why do you want to touch my hair? Like, please get away from me. So that was the part that really shocked me, not like the savage part. That part I was just like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, that was a compliment. But then once I grew up, I just realized it was like, oh, you were lucky racist? Like those microaggressions, there was so many of them.
Microaggressions.
Yeah.
So
But
many
that's
of
what it
them the
is.
whole entire time. I'm just gonna finish this. When I first came, people were actually shocked that I could write or like I could speak French, and I was just
Because you
like,
came from that's why, bro.
I was in France before.
No, but people are stupid not people are stupid, but when you come
Some
from
people are
Canada,
stupid,
like,
I'm gonna say.
People think there's nothing outside North America.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That doesn't make
especially Canadians, for some reason, they seem to just
Americans are even worse. Americans are worse.
In this bubble.
Yeah.
And they don't see outside of this bubble.
Not
that
at
they
all.
live in.
Some of them have never left the country.
Some of them don't have passports.
I had a
but
great
Yeah, how do you have a
Africa
part?
was a country. So
Yeah.
when
Or
you-
African was a
And
language?
when
No.
she brought
On
it,
my
no,
face.
when she brought it up, they all turned their heads.
I have to say, oh my god,
Bro, someone OG told me that like Africa was in France. That's when I say, wrap it up.
Or the Jamaicas in Africa.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
was just like baby.
Just like the Caribbean in general.
Now when I can't lie, in grade 3, I used to think that until a teacher.
Okay, but you were
Yeah.
young.
You're
Yeah.
a kid.
Young, but
That's not wrong.
But as an adult,
18-year-old, like,
no.
Even as a 16-year-old.
Google is even free. Google is even free on your phone. Like, type it in.
Bro, like,
Real quick, what do you
I
want
wanted
to
to
say?
say, like, okay, people who know Kirikou, bro.
Oh!
If you don't know Kirikou, like, you need to go. It's a good movie, but like, okay, there's
We love
nudity.
Kiriko.
There's nudity because in some villages in Africa,
there's no-
women don't wear top. But that's
But
not. That's
it's
not-
rare. Like,
It's
bro.
not even that deep, bro. Like before, let me. This is important to the African point, bro. Okay. So for Black, bro, until grade 10, I hated Black History Month. I hated it because I felt like this is the only time people cared about you being black a little bit, and felt when you put movies about slavery without giving any context. We're all here in the dark watching a movie about slaves,
Everybody.
and people are like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You had to go through that.
Like it happened to you.
Someone hits you with this and you're just like, baby.
Hey, Cristela, are you okay? Do you need to get out of the classroom?
I said I immigrated here.
Mind you, we weren't even born here.
Slave, bro.
And the crazier thing is, like, people were like, why would they do that back? Bro, was I there? Like, did I ask? Like, what? Okay, but going back to
I should be asking you. Like,
one day for a class, like, our teacher was like, we're going to learn about Black History Month. No context. Puts Kirikou on.
what?
Okay, and if you haven't watched Kirikou, like, and keep in mind, this is a class of Canadians, bro, right? So I had watched Kirikou. I was excited, bro. Kirikou's a great movie. It's such a
We love
so
Kiriko.
bad.
it's such a good movie, good principles, good lessons and stuff like that. They put Kirikou on. These kids are like, why is she naked? Like, and I was sitting in class. I was like, bruh, why you guys act like you don't know what are? Like, and they're like, no, why are black people always naked? I was like, what?
Wait,
And
when
our
was
teacher-
this?
What did we get here?
This is grade. This is grade 7. This is grade 7. Okay. And
Don't even.
at that
Don't even
point,
finish the
at that
sentence.
point,
I guess they probably didn't expect it. I don't know.
Bruh, at that point, like as a teacher, if you know there's nudity about to come in a movie, you're supposed to explain it to the class.
Right, yeah.
So if you hear kids screaming, "Why is there a logically, pause. Oh, maybe this is not a good movie for us. Or maybe I didn't explain the context. She's like, no, guys, this is how Africans are. I said, what? And then, okay, the movie is it's based in Senegal, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So, bruh, I'm not Senegalese. People might think that, but I'm not. Love Senegal, but I'm not. I'm from Togo. But basically, at the end of the movie, but I was conscious. I watch movies all the time. So when the movie was finished, this girl was like, "Marie-Lise, I don't know how I feel. Like I said, I wanted to go to Africa before, but I don't think I'd want to go anymore." And I said, and I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, why are you guys like?" You
Why are you guys?
Why are you
like-
guys naked? And I said,
insane.
when I go back home, people wear clothes. Like we're not naked. And she's like, "Are you sure?" I said,
What?
Mind you, my house is bigger than yours.
Let's talk about that. The way they act like Africa is poor, but my whole
and even if Africa is poor, it's because of.
Put your finger down.
And I don't, bro. I love everybody, but the point of this is that after this, I spoke to my teacher, and this woman, she's Middle Eastern. So in my head, I was like, bro, you must be a little bit more culturally sensitive
Right.
to people. People having
You would
stereotypes
think.
of your country, you know. So I went up to her and I was like, yeah. Oh no, she's not middle. She's from Northern Africa. Let me not specify where.
Wow.
Northern Africa,
Even
eh?
in Africa.
Even our own.
I already know what it is.
So I asked her, I was like, yo, madam, like, why would you just put Kirikou? And she's like, oh, I know you like that. I said, yeah, but like,
I know you like.
but I was like, yo, like, madam, like,
What if I hated it?
like,
Literally.
wait, I was like, no, like, sorry. I was like, I don't think this was the good moment to like put this on. And she was like, I'm the teacher. And then she shut me down. And I went home and I complained. My I complained to my parents, and it was just, and after, bro.
But mind you, Kirikou isn't even about slavery.
It's not.
It has nothing to do with Black History Month. Like,
it's about this little kid. It's just this little kid that when he can speak. He comes out the way he speaks. He's smart like whoa.
Like if you actually think about the story, it's actually kind of beautiful. It's just this woman who was heartbroken from what I understand.
Yeah, from a man.
And because of that, she was so bitter.
She hates all men.
She hates all men, and the village is trying to turn this defeat this woman because she
Caraba.
La voici. Caraba.
Growing up, anybody called you Caraba?
What?
That's actually, but come on, she's pretty though. She's pretty still. She's
beautiful.
But at the end,
but people used to call me Caraba.
Bites the back of her.
Takes
man, Kirikou.
Kirikou, the little.
He took out the thorn in her back, and then they realized that no, it was just because she was.
You just have to watch the movie.
Just watch the movie.
And then it turned into a fine man.
But my thing is, it has nothing to do with Black history. So.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with Black history.
Kirikou is KIKIROU, bro, on YouTube.
I was just gonna say how whenever you bring up a country and then they start being like, "Oh, I've been to South Africa." What does that do? What does that do with Cameroon?
We're up there.
South Africa is here.
I have a really good story if I can tell.
Okay.
Sorry, you go first.
Did you?
No, I just felt like this one.
I'm listening.
Peace and love.
In my previous life, back
then.
Back in the day.
Back in
Africa.
All right.
No, stop saying that, bro. You're not from the whole of Africa. I hate when. No. This is another point. I hate guys as Africans. Stop saying I'm from Africa. You're not from the whole of Africa.
I'm from Cameroon.
Exactly.
We are
237.
We love Congolese.
And that's why we're in the middle.
419.
Oh no, come down. You're not in the center.
We're Central West.
You're central. You're not west.
Central. You're not west.
You're not west.
Central is Congo.
But the problem is we're us in Cameroon. Our village is on the west, so you are still central. More assimilated to the west.
No. You're not
and we all speak English. It's just
where is
how it is in our country.
Like what part of Africa?
Togo?
Like where?
Togo is in West Africa, bro. We're in the West, bro. We are the West.
Isn't Congo like a really small country?
Congo?
Yeah, Togo.
No, it's not Togo. I'm so sorry.
I was about to say, I'm not the Congolese one here.
No, Congo is big, but Togo isn't it like?
There's two Congo. Let's put that.
We literally
let's
have
put that
everywhere
up
but
there.
the south
Togo,
here.
Togo,
From the
Togo.
east to the
To
west.
the east,
to the central.
Central.
We don't got the south.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Togo,
Sorry,
like-
Zimbabwe
like,
or
what-
something.
How small of a
There's-
country is Togo compared to
So-
every other country?
Why do you want to bring this up?
'Cause I like-
Why does that
I'm
matter?
trying to remember. Like I'm trying to
It's
remember
next
what
to
the.
Benin.
It's
It's next to Ghana.
Is it?
It's next to
Ghana doesn't
Ghana,
have
Benin,
Ghana.
and Burkina Faso.
Ghana is not that
Ghana.
big of a country.
It's small.
so
It's okay.
is
Let's
it
explain the
smaller?
story. Okay.
Is it
So
smaller
basically,
than-
No,
Togo.
on n'a pas le temps. On n'a pas le temps.
Listen,
Yeah,
bro.
we can actually-
Togo was bigger, and
Google
then
is free,
because of
Google
the
it.
the colonization, bro, the colonizers, the English, they split Togo, and then it became part of Ghana.
Congo Nabiso.
That's the hater in you.
I love every African. Actually,
That's a lie.
Nigeria.
Cut that out. Take it out right now.
Guys, just kidding. I love Nigeria.
I love Nigerians, bro. I love Nigerians.
Nigerians
You
be
just saying that you wanted to marry
Guy, listen. Me, they love Nigerians. Oh,
Marie-Arrête.
Oh, guys, peace and love. Don't cancel her. Cut that out too, please. Just stop it.
it's not a joke.
Enlève le micro.
I had someone tell me that.
gosh.
I had someone tell me that. I think it was. I don't know if I say his name, but I think when I say it, you know who he said it.
Just mute it.
He said, "Oh yeah." He said. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said.
Elle a failli avoir une crise cardiaque. Elle a failli avoir une crise cardiaque.
He said every other African country, they all wish they were Nigerian.
Yeah.
Sans effet.
You see, have you ever?
If you know what I'm saying, it's because of what Mary's just did.
What did I do?
The way you were doing, like how you're trying to.
Yeah, that was a joke.
No.
Oh, that's called
Do you
mocking
think I really want to have a
someone.
Nigerian
It's
accent?
called mocking.
They make everything about
I'm saying.
issue.
Si je fais un accent français, ça veut dire que je vais être français? Non.
And we really
Nobody want to be Nigerians.
Bro, I want to go to Nigeria,
offense.
but for the vibes, you know?
Okay.
But
Get to
Cameroon
December.
is better.
Get to
That's
December. I
it.
knew you were
Congo
gonna
is
say
better.
that.
Guys, you see, why are we
Congo
trying to
Nabiso.
divide?
Congo,
Bro,
Nabis.
black people
Oh,
stick
guys.
together, bro. Stop.
We
Okay.
need to remember who the real enemy of the story is.
Oh no, cut that.
Cut that. I'm trying to get an internship. Speaking of microaggressions, is like you never know it is a microaggression until after.
Until you walk away, you're like,
That was looking
That was
crazy.
another time when
They
I.
said it's not sitting right with me.
One time I went to, maybe I won't say the place, but I saw this person. They came up to me. I had braids in before, and then I took my hair out, and it was the reaction. I walk in, my hair's,
I know what
my hair, and they see me. They're like, "What happened?"
C'est à ton travail?
No, c'est pas mon
I
travail.
know where.
What happened? And I'm like, "Oh, I just took my braids out." Why? And then you're like, I'm like, they were just getting old, and I just took them out. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, your hair looks nice." And I said, "Thank you." And I leave, and I sit down, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, what do they mean by what happened? Like, and then it's just like things like that. You think. They're
Like the classic is always like, oh, how long did it took you to like do your hair?
hair.
And I'm gonna say 8 hours. Mind you, it takes them like 10 hours in the salon to
to
like.
bleach. I saw that on TikTok too. They were like, someone said it's some.
I could never like. I don't know how you're doing it.
The
You're doing
next
it as
time
well.
someone asks how long did it take you to do your hair, just
Say
be
the same
like
thing.
the same amount of time it would take to do a bleach and tone or something like that. And then they'd just be like, oh, instead of oh my god, you know.
I'm actually tired of that one.
Marilyn, it seems like you want to say something.
Oh, really? No, but I just each time they mention something, like I feel like sometimes a lot of black, especially girls, have a lot of common experiences, especially when it comes to hair.
Canon events.
Because it's so many canon events. Because no matter what you do, bro, at some point we experience the same thing, which is kind of crazy. Because I would feel like Canada likes to promote. I love Canada. Don't deport me. But basically, sorry, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to. Like, I have so many intrusive thoughts right now. It's actually crazy. Let me know. But the point is that Canada likes to say we're a melting. Especially when I was younger, I used to hear that a lot. That we're a melting pot. But now they're really shifting to the notion that mosaic, because being a melting pot erases everybody's culture, whatever. But mosaic, everybody keeps its
Their own.
Everyone's
own.
differences, but you're
own,
coexisting.
yeah.
Exactly. But I think I feel like people who've been here longer still have the melting pot mentality. Like, I know you appreciate people's culture, but like there's a certain point that you just need to shush. Like,
You need to know your
commented, like,
place.
I would never in my life, like someone I don't know, I would never go up to them and be like, what happened to your hair? Like that's not something that comes up to me. And I know it might seem like appreciation, but sometimes we need to look at people's faces and the reaction. But my story was, and this is a question I want to pose to you guys, okay? Because I don't know when things are actual microaggressions or when they're racism or when they're just ignorance. Like, I remember when I was like in JK, my school had like a big courtyard with like trees. So in the summer there's a lot of shade, right? And you know, you play hide and seek. And you play hide and seek, but keep in mind. See, everybody understand where this is going. So, and this is a predominantly like white school. So we're doing bubblegum in the dish with your foot in the middle, right? So I'm lost with this one other girl who I remember her name, bro. I remember her name, her face, and everything. She no, I don't have hey, bro. It's just I'm not gonna forget it. And she's also biracial, so I think she was like black and white as well. So it comes up to the two of us, and then I get eliminated. So basically, she has the one who has to go seek. And I'm about to run off, and she grabs my hand. And keep in mind, we're kids, bro. This is not like teenagers type of thing. This is children.
Okay.
So she's like, wait, Mahdi's like, it's not fair. And I said,
So I
so I was like, wait, like, I'm probably 6 at this point. Like, I didn't even know. So I was like, what do you mean it's not fair? And she's like, bro, like, I know most people are gonna hide like in the trees and stuff like that, behind the trees in the shade. But like, if you go high, like you're black, like you're too dark. You're gonna camouflage with the like you have an
6 years old.
like you have an advantage, right? And me sitting there,
Advantage is crazy.
and she's sitting to me, and she's still holding my arm, and then she goes down to holding my hand. So I'm holding her hand, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. That's
Now you agree.
She was manipulated.
Thank
She
you.
was manipulated.
I was 6, and I was like, you know what? That is low key true. Like, if I'm in the dark with lighter skinned people, this is not the time to make a disappearing joke, eh? Yeah. But I just said, you know what? You're right, and I said, you know what? Go hide, and I make it the secret. And I kept playing my game, and for the rest of the year, I was a seeker because in my head I was like, it's technically not fair for me to be hiding when
Designated seeker.
yeah, so boom, and then years later I thought about it, I said, damn,
Years later,
They did you.
so like my question to you guys is that
Ignorance.
is that girl,
that's just ignorance. I feel
but
like.
keep in mind, girl,
But then again, the age is a
Yeah,
problem.
because how would she think that?
but keep in mind her dad is a dark
It's how you
her dad is a dark skinned man, eh? I'm not trying to say like
Upright, even worse.
but I saw her dad.
Is she
Oh,
mixed?
let's talk
Yeah,
about
she's
color,
biracial.
so.
She's okay. You're not gonna know who you are, but she's half Jamaican and half Canadian. So the dad is a dark skinned man with
Talking to you,
locks.
girl.
I know your name too. With locks and stuff like that, but she's visibly biracial. Like she has lighter skin and stuff like that. So she could even be white passing. Honestly, if her hair's straight, you probably wouldn't even know she's black, type of thing. But my question is like, I don't think she wasn't trying to be racist.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
think
so.
Absolutely
I think
not.
she
At
was
6
just
years
doing
old.
what she thought.
I
Like,
feel like it's still like
She's
a
speaking
microaggression,
their
but she
mind.
doesn't know that she's
doesn't know
It's
it.
still
Yeah.
ignorant.
ignorant.
Didn't know it at the time.
I
Right
agree.
away,
That's
too.
it, girl.
She said what she saw.
but I feel like
And
my
felt
girl.
in that moment.
And I'm sure even when she grew older, she's like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. She probably
I
thought
don't- yeah, she probably
Yeah,
doesn't remember because
but
it
it's
didn't
stuck with
affect
her.
her. Because
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
exactly. But I feel like microaggressions at the same time are always just ignorance.
Ignorance.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like they never know. It's just
They mean well, but it doesn't come off right.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is, for me, like I never realized how black I was until other black people told me I was
Like me
black.
too.
Are you
I had this the worst in grade school because I was like in my grade school. In grade school, it was more so like most of the kids there were like white, and I was South Sudanese, like immigrant family, only black family, like at that school.
Oh my days.
Every time the teacher would turn off the lights, do the presentation, everyone was talking about where's the troll, and I never knew what to do, and I feel like that's when I actually realized like, oh wait, like my skin color is actually really different like from everybody else, and it was just I had it the worst. It was so bad.
And the
bad.
crazy thing is
so
the fact
bad.
that I know for a fact teachers hear this. Like,
They
I
do.
hear it too, and they don't care.
And they just feel
Even
like
worse is like if you say something, it's like, oh, you can't take a joke. Because
Yeah.
I would do that. People would say that, I'd be like, ha ha ha, yeah, guys, where am I? Like, no. Oh, sorry.
I feel like it's kind of
I've changed. I've gotten better.
but like,
I've gotten better.
and like
Please.
also where we grew up, like in the side like of our cities, like my goodness, whitest school, fresh.
But we love them.
Yeah,
You can beep that out, but
We had to
growing up on the
actually
east
don't
side.
beep it.
growing up on the
East
east side of
side is-
Windsor.
yeah,
like
you would-
grade 9, it was bad. Like it was just like you were the only there's like what 4 black girls, but we came from these white groups, and then grade 11, 12, we kind of just like.
Came together.
And it was beautiful, I'll tell you that. We're all still friends to this day. Like it was just like a big little,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful, and so it made up for all of that.
like,
So-
you know how you said you didn't react? Like,
No,
I feel
I-
like
yeah.
I can't even dog you for like it's not your. Like sometimes you don't read.
What am I supposed to
What are you
do?
supposed like if you
What
crash out, then you're the one in trouble. Like what am I supposed to do? Like oh, and sometimes I think
crash
it's better just to appease them by not saying anything. Like even now, like
Why is the
sometimes
mother supposed?
Because you never want to come off angry.
you never want to
You
come.
come loud and angry. You want to come off as like, oh, she's chill, like she's okay.
Yeah, because if you are
But then
the
you
angry
also,
one,
yeah, I want to hear what you're saying.
because
Sorry.
when you are the angry, like bruh, if when you want to see me angry.
Y'all never saw me
Like,
angry.
no,
you
I swear, I think the only time I've actually crashed out at school in high school was when you get, I don't know if you guys have had this, you get put in these groups. This is why Snapchat is dangerous. Kids, I'm so serious. If you're under 16, don't have that. It actually, it's not, there's no point.
I stopped using Snapchat, bro. Ever since grade 9, I just
there's
stopped
no
using
point.
that app. It's,
Bro,
it's
You know,
I get
Yeah,
added
girl,
to
we
these
random
random,
group chats.
random
Oh my
group
god.
chat with the name is N4GGER.
yeah, like
And then you get at it,
They
and there's
love
a
doing
bunch
it.
of
They
people
love-
who are
oh.
like, you're beeping N-word, and then imagine you go to school with people who say they're your friends, and they're in the same group chat as you, but they're not black. This is the whole time George Floyd was happening too. You guys.
Oh,
Okay?
my.
They made memes. They made memes off of George Floyd, and then when they would say racist stuff to me, like back in grade 9 and grade 10, I would be like, I had vim, bro. I would react like I tried to defend myself, and I'd see these bitmojis popping up. My so-called friends popping up, looking at the group chat, don't say anything. Yeah. So I'm the one. Imagine it's a 20v1 against racism. I'm not kidding. 20v1. Oh, N-word, bro. You in Africa, there's no water, bro. You don't even know how to. There's animals.
There's no Wi-Fi.
Everything, bro. Like crazy stuff.
And then your last name, they make fun of your
Yes,
last name.
bro.
Oh my God, can we talk about names? No, can we talk
What
about
an era that was. I'm so sorry. That was an era.
And then
2020?
Longest name in the world.
no, bro.
Yeah, like, damn, like,
I said my name
People
is
used to,
my name is
like,
four
compare
letters.
my last name
Babo,
to Titi and Binu.
Oh no way.
No. And then
Wait, that's cute
I'm
though.
so sorry, bro. People used to say that. No, it's,
you see that's
It's cute because it's like to be
yeah, but now
that's
they're
cute.
thinking that. But back then, they weren't thinking that.
True.
They weren't
yeah.
thinking that it was
Yeah, they
cute.
were thinking
They just
like-
found that it's another excuse to make fun of Daniel because of his last name.
Yeah, and the crazier thing is, imagine you go back to school the next day,
next- oh
and
my
then
gosh.
and then like like obviously I was standoffish with all these people who didn't say anything in the group chat. They're like, Maris, thank you for being the bigger person, like for not and I'm like,
so annoying.
what?
It's actually so annoying.
Right? Like,
Now I was kind of tall back in the day, but also the and the crazier thing is also like I remember I had to hold myself back so much in high school, like bro, I learned all the Arab cussing words, bro. If you're gonna throw, I know it. Okay?
they taught it to
They
us.
taught you by cussing out. You finally realize what it is, and it's like I remember this one time I got cussed out for being black again or having fake hair. But I know my hair's. Did I ever?
And what?
And what? Okay.
I know your mom has fake hair
could
too.
never-
Your mom wears fake.
And what?
Something
And the crazy thing is, I know your
By the
mom.
way, they can't even afford it
Straight from
anyway.
India.
Your
Don't play.
Thank you, Brazil.
and your mom has fake hair too. I know it. Your mom has fake bundles for weddings. I see you guys with the fake bundles. It's okay. I'm
And
not.
don't forget your clip-ins, babe.
Yeah, we see them.
I see them.
And it's okay, but don't come at me and out here dragging me for having braids and stuff like. I never claimed this, but obviously I'm not a redhead. Duh. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Duh.
But they try to make you like publicly look stupid.
Oh no! I remember one time I was sitting at the cafeteria. We're eating my mac and cheese. I was chilling on my phone, watching music at the time. I think. Oh, somebody comes behind me, pulls my hair,
Are you serious?
and they're like,
Oh, I would
"Damn!"
have thought that person.
And this is a boy.
That was the worst time. That was
And then your braid falls out on the floor. Now we're all like, and then they're saying there's a snake. They pick it up on the top. Now you're like,
Nah, a red snake, A red snake on the floor, bro.
like, hair to stick up.
Nah, bro.
Happen anymore.
And you try to deny
that
it,
was
but then you're the
true.
only one who's red hair. Now you're like, damn.
No. So one time a braid fell out, and I put it in my pocket. I stuffed my ass in the Oh no. But like, this is a caution. If you see a braid on the don't be like,
Just
don't be like,
They
who
find
did
it and
this?
go
What
search
up?
for
Oh
who it
my
is.
god! Have they come
In
up
the
to you and be like,
cafeteria.
They're like, this is
They
not
try
her.
to match it, and they're like, no, she's got the red. It's kind of
The matching was insane.
And especially,
Issue there was five
Because
of
that's
them.
not mine.
So,
They used to match.
and the crazy
not
thing, sometimes
mine.
it's black men doing this.
right?
Oh,
When we know you have sisters.
Our own brothers.
Hey, brother,
You have sisters, you have
that's-
mothers, you have aunts, you have cousins.
Let's
Don't be
talk
acting
about
stupid.
color. I keep hearing my people, but I don't see them.
Oh my god. Can I talk? Can I talk?
The school is suing you
Can
because
I
of the
talk,
video.
bro? Because that one you just said that just took me back. And I say this story all the time, bro. Like, I'm walking to class,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I know.
books in my hands. And usually that word that we all know that people say,
The end, bro.
The N word.
it gets said a lot in my school, even though I'm the only black person in the hallway. But this time I'm hearing it a lot more than usual. But I'm still walking to class. I got biology to go to. But I'm hearing it a lot more, so I just happened to turn my head and they're pointing at me.
Chop race.
And I didn't have my glasses on, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's not me. And then I hear, oh, she heard us. And then I was like, and I just ran to class, and I just sat there in silence. And they're like, Anshul, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Because
Just got called a slur in the hallway.
what am I gonna do?
Or semi-formal, we're all
Oh.
singing the songs, and then you hear the N-word, and you're like, but there's only four of us, and we're
I
right
go,
here.
oh,
But I'm hearing
they're all all jumping up and
And it's
down.
always that song.
It's always that song.
Always that
Colin.
song.
Who you calling, bro?
Y'all,
I had the worst
It better be
experience of my
outside.
life at Somi Formal, and it was a teacher. That's why I said you guys are wicked.
bleep, 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 bleep.
You guys are wicked.
Sorry, I wanted to bring up the N-word thing, eh? At school, this is my
You're
theory.
very educated on that.
Oh no, yeah, you live it, bro.
Experience.
You when you live it, you become educated by force. You know,
By fire, by force.
By fire, by force. You don't have a choice. But I really think at school, the reason why the N-word is so, it's not even social media and stuff like that, is because if you went to the principal, for example, we said, bro, this person called me the N-word. Okay.
There's no consequence.
There's no concept. Like, what are you? Like, what is the principal supposed to do? Verbal racism or microaggressions are really taken so lightly compared to physical. Like, somebody needs to.
They're not even taking into
hit you.
consideration.
Somebody needs to beat you and call you the N-word for them to take it. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
I'm so serious.
Because what are they gonna do?
In their handbook, where does it say? You would think they would have something for that, but there's
They
nothing.
don't.
Even if the teacher, unless the teacher, even if the teachers hear you,
Because even
Except
that
if
story
the
I was
teacher is black. That's
no,
different.
sometimes,
even
sometimes
that-
that.
Sometimes even if they're black, they don't.
Well, even
they
if
don't
they're-
really do anything. They cannot. It's not even
It's
that
a
they
tricky
can't.
situation.
Yeah.
Even.
like
Because you're
that's-
gonna call a kid racist.
Because then you go for a white kid, for example, you go report them. It could fire back. Could go back on them. If the parents have of that white kid have enough power, it could really fall back on that teacher.
I don't even
And it
want to
could
say
really,
white.
really
Any
bad.
person,
Any race.
any
Peace
race.
and love.
But like, oh, and also this is my crazy thing. Like, I've told, like, okay, in the past, allegedly, there's been, I want to say allegedly. Allegedly, this is alleged.
This whole podcast is
But like, I remember telling a teacher in my school that I think honestly at the time, this is how I felt. I felt like 90% of my school was racist. That's how I felt. And then the teacher was like, "No, there's no such thing as racism in our school. I think kids are just ignorant." And I was like, "How are you telling me when I live it every day that there's no racism? Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
and then I remember this one discussion I had too. Like, this one teacher was like, "What's the difference between the N-word with the O at the end?" And they said it out loud.
A.
With
The A.
the O, like the the Spanish black, the Spanish black. Sorry.
I was like, what?
Like, wait, is there a new word I don't know about? New lingo. Hold on, let me tune in.
The N and the O.
With the black, so how to say black in Spanish versus how to say the N word with a hard R versus how to say the N word with an A. Like, you, and this is a non-black person asking me this, and I was like, wait, you just called me the N word.
In 3 languages.
And I was like, I don't know what you want me to say. And the teacher was like, no, because you guys like to call each other N-word. So why can't I call it? And I was like, are you an N-word?
Are you boondogs? What's going on?
Are you an N-word? But the thing is also, like, to be fair, this might tap into the whitewash thing, eh? I'm not gonna say I don't say the N-word. I do. But like, in situations I'm with other black people, if they say more than me, I don't feel the need to say it. When I was younger, I realized I said the N-word a lot, and this made people who are non-black comfortable saying it back to me. And I remember this one time, my cousin, my cousin had a non-black friend, and the non-black friend would call her the N-word, and she was chill about it. So I was like, bro, this must be okay. So I went to, don't cancel me. I went back to school. I was in grade 8 or something, and I went back to my non-black friend and said, "You guys can call me the N-word."
Wow.
And
Oh my
and
God,
they
the-
took the chance.
The
They took it.
The N-word past era. Oh my
No,
God.
that era is still alive. They just keep it a secret.
Can I get a pass?
Keep it a secret.
Y'all just reminiscing.
It slaps. Like,
But also,
can I say the N-word past? You get a slap.
or also when people would say, "Oh, my black friend lets me say," "Am I your black friend?"
Right? Like, what? I hated
You're
that.
just making me realize how many times I've been called the N-word in school, because they said it to me twice, and I was like, "Did you just?"
Yes, I called you.
And they're like, my friend.
My friend gave me the N-word pass.
And I'm like, am I your
Am I
friend?
Do I know your friend? Do I care?
And those are the most non-black. Let me not take away people's black card, but those are the most embarrassing black cards. If you're a black person who lets your non-black friends and you give them except that one kid who sold N-word presses for. Did you know
Sold
that?
what?
Yeah, he made bank.
Slavery.
He made bank.
No.
Except that one kid. But if you're what's the other song? So I'm gonna stand up
Take my people with.
Okay, well, if you're a black person who lets your non-black friends say the N-word and you encourage them, bro, I wish you
You're
nothing.
the issue.
I wish you really some self-reflection.
On that topic, we're talking about the black boys that became class clowns to be funny and try to fit
Oh
in.
Yeah.
my god.
There's a special place
Blip
in a
this
special
out.
place.
I feel like the black, not trying to hate on you. I feel like the black male experience in a predominantly white
It's
school
different.
It's different.
It's definitely
so
different.
But it was
different.
different towards like 2016 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably worse, not gonna lie.
It was probably worse, but after that, they became kings.
No.
Oh yeah,
They
the dark
did.
skin.
They
Oh,
became
The great shift. The great
became-
shift. The great shift.
They
The
became
great shift.
big boys. Now I'm like, but
We
that's
support
still,
I want to know
that's
who.
still
I want to
Josh.
know what you. I want to know what you mean by they, because I know I was on one of the days. I was.
Who
just,
told you
Yeah,
that?
maybe. Oh,
She's seen it.
Okay, thank you. I
We're
appreciate
seeing
it.
it in action.
You know, peace and love. Always gotta promote the love. You know?
but I just
No, sorry, I'm so sorry, man.
No,
I
I'm just
just
saying,
like,
like, it probably happened. You probably didn't know.
you know how like
Great shift,
we're
okay.
talking to you about how like we grew up and we were experiencing microaggression, racism, and then like other stuff, and especially I feel like when it came to like guys or like stuff like guys wouldn't view as like attractive, like a troll was too dark, too African, too black,
Hey.
and then
Yep.
I grew up a little bit and it
Let's talk
changed.
about
Like
the
it's just so
tallness.
crazy to me. So
And then
I
when the
wanna talk about
Nyash
it.
came in, oh, now they're like, now
When
they're,
did that start?
now they're like this.
Kim Kardashian,
No,
that's
no,
what it's
no.
Now it's no, it
it
can't
was
be. No,
TikTok. It was
it's
TikTok.
not
It was
Kim
TikTok.
Kardashian because where did Kim Kardashian get that
No,
from?
no, no. I mean,
It's
when
plastic,
they started
bro, that's what it
liking it is when Kim Kardashian
No, that's a lie.
and Kylie Jenner
No.
did.
No, because
No,
they
that's
liked it on a non-dark skinned woman. But
Yeah,
Exactly.
Bro, black
Because
women
they
have been
popularized.
having
it's not today. The Nash didn't grow.
that. Exactly.
It didn't just come out of
It didn't
nowhere.
just-
It didn't just become trendy and like we've been
Yeah,
having.
it's now that it's trendy. They're like, oh,
But now I think the epidemic of skinny epidemic is coming
it's
back.
coming back.
Low-key, yeah.
Which is fine, bro. If you're skinny, you can't do anything about it. But if you have Nash, you also can't do anything about it.
Wait, what's the great shit? Like just
Like people suddenly loving what they used to hate.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted us to talk about, keeping our experiences with keeping up with the trend, whether it's like fashion, different hairstyles, or like, just whatever,
Bohemian
This
threads.
is
keeping
the
up with
only
the
thing I'm
trend.
gonna say, and then I'm gonna shut up, eh? Okay.
I know it's not, but
Clutch your
That's so rude.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Girl, just go.
But, you know,
Okay, I don't. You guys have seen those videos where like this is on campus. It's usually in the States where this black guy goes up to black men like, "What's your favorite hairstyle on black women?" Right? Okay, black men, listen carefully.
As a hairstylist too.
No, this is not even. This is logic, bro.
As a black
not even
woman.
black men, bro. Any man. If you guys like black women, don't be saying my favorite hairstyle is butterfly locks because we know you're
every time.
Thank
Why?
wait, how do you know we're
Do
lying?
they even know
Because-
what butterfly locks look?
Who's had butterfly locks since 2015?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, not 15. More
18?
like,
I look, you don't
Yeah.
see them as much anymore, but there's still
yeah,
white
it's actually
girls.
done. It's really done.
Exactly.
They mix up soft locks. They mix up
Boho.
They just
faux
mix.
locks, and
But it's
just
not
locks in
just.
general.
But it's not just butterfly locks.
Butterfly
There's
locks-
always a mix of something else. with it.
Exactly. So that's what you need to learn. Don't
But
be
can you
saying butterfly
can you
locks.
can you blame them because okay,
you can.
Yes, I
wait,
can.
oh my days, it's 6 girls against one, like coming down.
I guess the
I
hairstyle.
hear
thing-
you. Yeah, I was gonna
Another
say.
thing, not to like jump back to that great shift thing, but on TikTok, whenever a non-black person like says that they love, all of a
Oh
sudden,
my gosh, I actually hate this.
okay,
so much.
maybe they do love black girls, okay,
Oh.
but sometimes
It's for clout.
Sometimes
It's for clout.
It's for clout. The likes are dropping. The views
You
are
know,
going
his
down.
page is losing
All
the
of a
interaction.
sudden, he's rapping to some hard ghetto
Lauryn
rap
Hill.
Black
or even some
white
Lauryn
girl.
Hill.
The one Jew girl on TikTok.
Right,
She
right.
makes me so angry.
It's
like,
How
the
big-
white girls
Mind
either
you,
rapping
it's a regular
to.
song,
And
and it's baby. It's just a regular.
It's
song.
either the white girls rapping to
think I
Lauryn
like
Hill
her.
or the white guys singing to Lauryn Hill. I mean, no, white girls rapping to like Gunna.
Yeah, it's always
Future,
And
Gunna.
you're like,
NBA.
She'll be like, girl, relax.
This
You
is
don't gotta do all
a
that.
current
looking
trend.
like
Like, because there's
her.
not that much energy in the songs anyway,
Like
and they're
everyone.
putting so much.
And you're just peace of love.
No, I'm not saying there's an issue with them liking different races, but sometimes I feel like they just
It's
do
for
it
like publicity.
for, like,
Yeah.
whatever, like,
It's
not
really-
And then I can't lie,
They're
the people they
overdoing
eat
it.
up to. Like, it's
The
black girls in the
No,
comments
the
like
comments
eating
will
it
be
up, and I'm just like,
but they don't like dark
Sisters
skin girls.
rise.
Oh,
like,
but
please, I don't like
they probably
it.
don't mean girls with 4C hair.
They-
And then they'll like the comments.
It's
and they'll be
giving
like, yeah,
pick
babe,
me
I'm talking
shows
about
me
you.
love
Then,
me.
guys, when you look-
babe,
It
was
doesn't
always
want
you.
you. It doesn't love
When
you.
you look
It
at
doesn't
the
want to
followers,
pick
you-
you.
when you look at the
Mind you-
followers, it's
and-
only blonde hair, blue
Yeah.
eyes, which is nothing. Where you can't, it's nothing wrong. But the point is, be genuine. If you don't, this is my take.
Yeah.
You don't have to like black women because not all black women like you too. That's the point.
Yeah.
But no, this is true. If you don't like black women, just don't be dogging on us and don't like us for
Yeah.
fakeness, bro. Then just stay in your lane.
And then I feel like if you genuinely love black women or they're your type or you find them attractive, you're not gonna be boasting about it every day.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not something
Let's
you have to
talk
Or
about
bragging
this
about
at
it.
all.
Like, I see a bunch of black women in the comments like, oh,
No, no.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
we found one. We found one.
like, get
Why
up,
you
girl.
this-
With the Aaron Pierre video, I
heard-
felt so
Aaron
embarrassed.
Pierre.
I went,
Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Hey, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Sorry.
Okay, keep it. Back to that.
Anyways, and people need to stop just going with like a different race to have a certain type of baby. It's
Oh,
not
yeah, yeah.
cute.
People like to have-
Oh, it's like a
never
fetish,
been-
right?
It is.
Fetishizing?
Like it's actually insane.
Black men as well, okay? You're allowed to like people from other races. It's actually fine, okay? But if you like someone from another race, like I said, and that your goal is to have mixed kids, and mixed kids, they don't choose to be mixed, so whatever. But your kid comes out black, that's God punishing you.
Wait.
Let me explain, because I'm telling you, I'm usually there's dark skinned black men who have interior who hate themselves, who
They do.
what's the word? Internalized racism.
Internalized
Internalized
racism, they
racism.
do.
And their goal is to like they probably like women from other races. That's probably what they feel. But the reason behind it is because they want to have black erasure. That's my theory. Okay,
It's true.
And by marrying someone from another race, technically your child is it's not technically the child is 50-50.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the child will be of a lighter complexion as you. But sometimes, a guy likes to rub it in your face.
God likes to play with you.
A guy likes to play with you, and your child is
Use you as an example.
exactly, and your child isn't probably as light as you wanted them, or that child now likes a black person, and your grandchild is black. So the black erasure you wanted to make flip back, and the family stays black. So my point is, if people, or it's not even black men, anybody, if your goal is to erase your race by mixing with other races, and then your child looks like you, that's God. Which is nothing wrong. Because
But I also noticed whenever people like with that mindset have a mixed kid, they now have a complex for the rest of their life where they just seek this validation.
Yeah,
To
my
try to
child
be
is-
as white as possible. Or because now the black side is like, you're mixed. Like they're looking at you like, you know what I mean? They will always feel some type of way on both ends.
Yeah.
And now the child is forever complexed.
Yeah.
And you've made a trauma in their life. Just
also,
because of
marry
this.
for love. Don't marry for race. Don't marry for money.
Or for what you think your kids are gonna look like.
Teach them both sides of the love that you want. To love both
Love of
sides.
money.
So they
Exactly.
can, you know?
And that comes. What? Actually, no. That's too controversial. I
Too
can't.
deep into
People
it.
say,
That's
"Why is
for
being
a
black?"
part
So
two.
I
Too
can't
deep for
really
Bro, I
catch it.
remember
Too deep
last
for the intro.
summer, like my high school, there was this,
High school's traumatic. I'm so sorry.
bro, I promise you it was trauma over trauma over trauma over trauma. Bref. Anyways, there was this 4 black girls. We had like barbecue day outside, okay? And we were all playing outside. Tell me why. Those girls were literally running away from the sun. I don't want to get too dark. I don't want to get too
It's
dark.
true. I can't lie, I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
She was.
I was just
She
because
was.
that's what our moms told us. No, don't stay too much in the sun. Because
mom.
at the time we didn't wear not that we didn't wear sunscreen, but
Y'all still don't wear sunscreen.
I
Let's
wear
talk about it, guys.
You
What?
need to wear sunscreen.
now I wear sunscreen.
Okay, guys, never mind.
But I'm saying like before it was like we didn't wear sunscreen because this myth of the black people don't get darker.
Don't get
So
cancer.
my mom would be like,
Don't get-
make sure
don't
when you
get
go
sunburn.
outside.
Don't get tan and
Sunburn.
sun.
Don't get
That's what it
sunburned.
is.
That's
Yeah,
what
when you go outside, make sure you stay outside the sun so you don't, get. They just told us that, and We just kind of followed that. But now looking back, it's like, damn.
But the craziest thing,
crazy.
I don't know.
Not even low-key.
I personally never got that. Like, I don't know. Maybe actually you can relate. Is that like my dad is darker than me? So when people would call me dark, I'd be like, what?
They use so
You haven't seen the real. Like, you haven't seen it. You really haven't seen it. Yeah.
You haven't seen dark, and like when, especially black people, somebody called me charcoal. I was like,
I said,
do you know what charcoal? Do you know what charcoal
Because if I show you charcoal,
and I show you my
may
skin,
run.
or like to me, like being dark, it wasn't even the craziest thing because like my dad, like to me, my dad is one of the darkest skinned people I know. Like for most black people, like their palms are lighter than their skin. My dad's palms are as black as his skin.
Oh wow.
Or like I don't know if you guys have when I was a kid, I used to I smell still, but like on top of my gums are black. So somebody point out that like, why are your gums
Like, bro.
It's just melanin. Like, you have melanin everywhere.
I was like, what?
Mind
Like,
you, it's just melanin.
they thought it was dirty. Like, no. Like, it's just like, I was like, what? Like, I don't know what's going on.
crazy how all of them are trying to get darker, like by tanning and tanning and tanning.
But they're the same ones getting. Oh my gosh. Getting that tanning
Being black is good until you're black. So
Literally,
Spray tan.
It's the beauty standard.
I was like, wait.
yeah, everything is good except
I didn't
like
realize
as
gums
soon
were
as-
pink. I never realized gums were pink.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like
I
that.
pulled my lips up and looked in the mirror. I said,
I was like,
now you're brushing and brushing.
Now you're making it's bleeding, and then you're like, damn, it's not working.
bleeding got it. I didn't care that much,
No,
but
I didn't. But like to me, being dark, even being, I always say this, but if I could be darker, I would. It's not even that deep to me. Like,
And even makeup, the shade ranges. There was either this, this, and then the rest.
not even. There wasn't even this.
it was just this.
It wasn't even
It was
this.
just this or the ground. That's all it was.
Or like dirt brown.
I know I heard this news about people were talking about Tarts Cosmetics is like one of the worst.
No,
brands.
Euphoria
I
is the
can't lie.
worst.
I like
Euphoria.
I like
Black
the
pant. I was shocked.
Fenty has the best shade range in my
I
opinion.
think Fenty and what's it called? Lady Gaga's the
House
Slab.
House Labs?
House
Yeah.
Labs.
But you
NARS too. NARS is
NARS is
good.
the OG.
Yeah.
Charlotte Tilbury too, low key.
But
Even NYX
Euphoria
are
is
good
fake.
shit.
Because why are you saying black people are actually the same color as the color black?
Yeah.
Black
Like that.
bottle.
You guys
Sold it.
remember that epidemic
No.
of the foundation where they
was
were
just
trying to
straight
make
up
a
black
flat
paint.
foundation for dark skinned women, and it was just black paint.
Yeah,
like
that's what
there
I'm
was.
talking about.
Like, guys, I said we don't have undertones. Like when, and also, what's up with like foundations for black women always being named food?
Like
I don't why we cocoa? Why
Truffle.
Truffle.
truffle?
It's always
Caramel,
something.
color.
Milk. Chocolate
But for the fair, it's like fair beige.
Fair beige.
Tan. Tan white.
Not even milky.
Just
like
like
just fair.
just
It's not food. Like, there's no one called milk or something.
But the
eggshells.
got it.
Eggshells.
Imagine, my foundation is eggshells. Like,
But for us, it's yam toffee and mocha, and this is blueberry brown like shit.
it's like, damn, we're not food, bro. Like, are you cannibal?
I mean, I know I'm yummy, but like, don't play.
We're heading into our final segment, which is the guest open floor segment, where my guests get to talk about anything they want to talk about. And knowing these girls, I know they have to talk about a lot. So please, without further ado, take the lead. What do you want to talk about?
guys, let's go magic trick, guys.
Oh my days.
Okay, so I know it's cool. Okay, the question is, does money make or break a relationship? Everybody's gonna say their point, and then we can talk about it. So people who disagree will disagree. People who agree.
Let's
So-
say I agree, I disagree.
Okay, does money make a relationship? If you agree, raise your hand.
What does it mean by make? Like,
Make? Yeah, what do you
I
mean by
don't
make?
like if your partner doesn't have money or has money, that changes.
Is it a deal breaker?
Let's say you guys, let's say this man engages to you tomorrow, okay? You know that he does or does not have money. Will you say yes?
Yeah.
Because
we're
of that.
going like this first. Like, do you agree or do you not?
No, I'm just giving you like
Context.
a context.
Depends on the age.
So wait, let's
Depends
re-ask
on
the question.
age.
So, okay, let's say you guys are you're engaged, okay? And the next day your man says, "Bro, I have nothing." So will you stay or will you break up? So if you stay, raise your hand.
I feel like you can like give it a certain amount of time before you realize, okay, he's not.
But you're engaged.
You're
right
engaged.
now.
Engaged.
So you knew either you knew or
I
he
thought
just
he had a good amount of money before and then he went broke.
Yes.
Is that what you meant?
Like okay, it doesn't mean if he was rich or not. He was
Stable, financially
Yeah.
stable.
Comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, he was financially stable.
And
you
then
guys
he-
got
and then he
engaged,
became
And then he became broke. And you're not married yet. You're still engaged. Are you staying or are you leaving?
I stay because
I feel
if he was stable before, he can be stable again.
Right.
And then I just hold
I
off
feel
the
like you
wedding a
can
little
just
bit.
give it a certain amount of time before you realize, okay, maybe like there's no going
And I
back.
feel like at that point you're engaged.
Yeah,
You already
exactly.
love the person.
Exactly. You already love them. You're gonna tell them, oh,
But it depends what they did. If they gamble, if they have gambling
That's true.
problems,
It depends
yeah.
but
how
I
they
feel like
lost
these are
that money.
signs that you would
How they
know.
lost the
But
money.
if it's just like
Just like
you lost a job
Circumstances or
or something,
inflation or
you
something.
can figure that out. But if you're gambling and just every day
Imagine
betting
the guy
on
loses a job, then loses the girl after.
Gambling.
oh yeah,
That's so sad.
that's like Chuck
Les
Berry.
gens qui
bro.
gamblent,
This is,
je
my, this
vois.
is my point as well. Is that sorry, what did I say?
Question. I think a lot of guys would love to know the answer to this question.
If my lips are sealed.
What exactly is it that women are looking for in guys in this generation?
Loyalty,
Okay, no.
respect.
In
of
this
God.
simplest-
Provider mindset.
Yes, there we go. That's actually the perfect one. Provider.
provider
Men
mindset.
of
Well,
God.
being a provider, you cannot have a mindset of provide and be poor.
That's what I mean. Like, if you want a man who's a provider, you're gonna have to end up marrying
The
someone who's
mindset
really
is not
comfortable.
enough.
Yeah.
You need to have the
Really
need.
comfortable.
That's why this
No
question
long
is
talk.
I think the reason why. Okay, 1 second. The reason why I'm asking is because you're saying provider mindset, but like you're college and uni students.
I was about
Yeah.
to say. Also, your parents. I know all of our parents. Well, most of us. Not all of them are filthy rich.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, are you? And my dad's a provider.
Oh yeah.
Your dad's a provider. Your dad's a provider. Most of our dads are providers.
You are here and able to go to school, able to do what you gotta do. There's a parent or somebody who's putting in that work.
God,
Yeah.
God is good.
I think
God
Daniel,
is
your
good.
point about us being still in university, college, yes, you're right. But they're still gonna have to carry that mindset with them into marriage and when they're actually employed and working full time.
I think
So you think
That
that
mindset has to come from early on. I
And
feel
we
like.
need to see a path. You can't just be
Yes.
just sitting here and talking about the mindset. But I need to see you
Do not be a
doing
bum,
something
please.
Andrew
in a
Tate
program.
stuff. No, Andrew, I'm so serious. That's pissing me off.
No, none of that forex trading, sitting on your computer for 5 billion hours. No, I
And
need to
not
see a
trading
plan.
even if you're making money, like
If he's making money, that's
stinking
good. But at the end of the day, that can flip in 2 days.
Yeah.
Trading
I don't
is
need a
gambling.
wishy-washy little
Trading is
trading.
gambling.
I need something
you're
that builds
risking, yeah.
foundation.
Loki, it's legal gambling. Like I actually don't. Someone they're gonna come in the comments and be like, "Oh, girls," but I don't understand
Trading is gambling for the rich.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
need
don't-
the education that you go to school for is the foundation that if that you have something.
I want to say something.
I
like a
saw a
backup.
TikTok
Yeah.
yesterday and it was like, how can people be addicted to gambling?
Because
if I
it's
lose
like-
If I lose $5, I'm done. I'm out.
I know.
I lose $5.
Literally, if I
Yeah,
lose $5,
no,
my
don't put my name on
just-
those websites. No.
I refuse.
What did you want to say?
I want to answer Daniel's question.
I know they
about-
tried to get me
Yeah.
that FanDuel. No.
I want to answer Daniel's question about like what women. I can. Most of us here, right? I think Zana's right. The provider mindset, but also I think men need to realize that you guys can say, "I want to be the head of the household. Like I want to have the last word." Like then, okay. But if you're not acting like a man, why would I listen to you? That doesn't make any sense. And the whole uni thing, I have vim about this. The whole uni thing, okay? I get like I'm not expecting a man to.
We're still young. Like
still
some
young,
people
bro.
don't have jobs
No,
yet.
nobody's expecting you to pay for everything. Like, I understand. And if you are with someone like that and you don't have the means,
That was very controversial. Pay for the first date. I missed it.
Pay for the first day, it's not an option.
That's not an option.
Hold on. We'll come to
I don't know
that.
whatever you-
Mary Louise, what do I say?
my point is like, what's it called? If you're dating someone and you, especially for men that date women, if you know this woman wants you to provide everything, and you start a relationship with her, and then she wants you to keep providing for her, you can't start dissing her. I don't have the means, bro. You knew she wanted you to provide. Like you can't just switch up any
You
second.
came with
But
that
for
energy
women
the
too,
first day.
but
Keep
for
it
women-
up.
for women
Keep it
too,
up.
You need to understand. Like I don't want to be like, what do you bring to the table? But like I think as a human, you need to have some basic values or something to bring to a relationship. You can't come empty-handed because it's all good to be beautiful and stuff like that. But if you're an empty soul, you need to fill your soul up
Ooh,
before
I have
you're in a
something to
relationship.
say.
Some people need to be alone. I'm so serious. Not everybody is supposed to be in a relationship. I'm not saying that I'm a pro in relationships, but the point is, some people need to be alone, and that's okay. Some people
That's
are gonna
okay.
be some people are gonna be pastors. Some people are gonna be nuns. Some people are gonna be alone, and that's okay. Whatever God wants for you, that's what's gonna happen.
Inshallah.
Can I like?
Oh.
Can I,
These are two different.
yeah. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think a lot of I want to speak from my own experience. A lot of Christian men. I'm Christian. Okay. When we say la Bible, Jesus.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen. I don't know what you said, but it's okay.
A lot of Christian men do not understand the meaning, like the definition of men of God. You know what's a man of God? Like a lot of them just don't get like how deep it is. And I feel a lot some of them from what I've seen, like some of them just stop at the Bible verse. They were like
The bio.
yes. And you ask them what's John 3:16, they can't even answer you.
Guys,
That's crazy.
What's the
The
first word in the
tattoos.
Bible?
Can we make it like people?
Non-religious?
No, people. You're making the way you're like emphasizing that it's the men. Do you know how many women I've seen that do that? And I'll test them like, what is that? What was the Bible verse saying?
No. I did not say anything about the verses. Like whatever.
But you're indicating
Yeah,
that
like-
like men.
I'm talking about men of God.
Because you can say the same thing about women who say,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
there's
want to
some
be
women who are,
a Proverbs 31st woman," but
they're
you're
not.
waking up at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. You can't. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even my point. What I mean is a lot of men just stop like the Bible verse that say like, oh, women be submissive, right? And they're just like, oh, you have to obey me, you have to do this, you have to do that. A man of God is loyal, respectful. He treats you like a queen. He put God first. God is literally the foundation. So you cannot tell me you're a man of God and you cheat. You are not. Simple.
Yeah, that was
You are
very.
not.
You are not a man of God
Remember.
if you're doing all of this stuff, you're being disrespectful, you're cheating left and right, talking to all the sisters in the church.
But let's be for real.
Because you're
Like,
the
we're
drummer
not.
and you know everyone. Like,
Exactly. That is not. I'm not judging you. I'm spitting facts. Like you cannot do both. You have to choose one. You can't be both.
Because like, okay, we're not here to judge people.
Yeah.
Going through their
Amen.
journeys and stuff like that. But like, we have to be honest that the way we portray ourselves to people is how they're gonna take you.
You can really create an image on the
Yeah.
internet, and then like how you're moving in the
Be who
personality.
you are.
For yup. Oh.
Be who you are.
Do not be who you
On
want
the
to
internet
subject.
thing, I think kids need to get off the internet. I'm so serious.
Oh.
The internet is ruining children, like childhood.
Sometimes
And our attention span, my God, I cannot
True.
sustain.
Especially men, unfortunately. I'm so sorry to say this. The video games, why am I having a conversation with you and you're like,
You can't even have a full conversation. Men are not able to multitask.
I'm here.
like
You
you
guys
both
need to
fidgeting
learn
and
how to
like,
multitask. You
They're
genuinely
genuinely
don't know how to
crashing
do
out
that.
over the
yeah,
game.
and it's because all you do at home is
I
this.
don't understand why they're holes
Guy,
in people's
get on the
rooms
ga-
because of a game. Like, how did you get that mad and your controller is
FIFA.
broken?
Over
They're
FIFA, over Chell, over 2K.
No, like how are there holes in your room? And you
My
just,
brothers scream their lungs out.
Say women are so dramatic.
Yeah.
Like,
The first time I
And
heard
tea in the back over there.
Bro.
an artificial player, an artificial ball inside a TV.
And you know,
Shame is free.
you had
The
this
first
one guy
time-
on your podcast who said women don't think. This is men.
Oh, and you're clipped right there, and you're clipped.
You don't think. You're not thinking.
Yeah.
or at least your way of thinking is wrong.
You're on the call with someone. Just
Wait, I'm on 2K. I'm on
done.
2K. Give me 2
I'm on 2K.
seconds.
Guy, give me.
The first time I heard like really bad cursing, it was my brothers when they were playing video games. I'm like, Mama, like, Mom, you're not gonna say anything? They were cursing. I was like,
Over FIFA.
over
I think video games
FIFA
also
and
lead to mass
freaking
shootings.
GTA, bro.
Yeah, because how do you? Because no, actually, because how do you know how to use that gun to so well to the point? How did you know the name of the gun? You were able to go to the store, buy the gun, and buy the gun.
And then when we have shootings, we wonder how they know.
Thank God it's not. We don't have guns like 9 carat to be fair.
Then we wonder how the kids know how to use the guns.
I'm
Video
scared for
games.
Yeah, have
America.
you never seen 8-year-old boys say, "Oh, I know my arcade."
Yeah.
That's actually so sad. I actually get really sad when I see that.
Let me not finish the sentence.
C'est toujours le- Oh, she said it.
I was gonna say, uni
For the
is so.
Sudanese.
If you come to uni next year, prepare to get slapped in the face.
Yo!
First year of uni is gonna shock you back
It's
into.
no joke.
But it's so fun, guys.
It's fun,
it's
but
fun, though.
just because you have all your friends and you're doing all this stuff, just make sure you're
Semester is fake.
Locked in still.
But
Semester is fake.
guys, remember what you're going to uni for. Your
your
books,
parents sent
your
you.
books,
Remember what your parents sent to school
Especially
for.
those who are not from
student
Canada.
loan.
Your parents are paying school fees.
And you're
From
here.
Naija.
And you're here playing.
Oh, she stood up.
Please put that. And you hear
Being
passionate.
an international student and being in academic progression.
Your mom buys
fake.
your mom
says-
she sends you money for groceries. You buy a
Your mom
baggy pants.
Your mom said you pay a month is gone in a week because you went to Value Village and bought everything.
It's going to
inside.
Mason Marcella.
Talis, bro. It's freaking Talis. They go to.
And then you go there, you're buying Handy's arts and paints. Where's that? You know where that company is.
Or you're buying
You're
Ibo and Shayo.
company shirt.
Guys, do not let that uni freedom trick you. It's not because you can party every single day,
Don't skip
go
your
out every
classes.
single day.
Don't skip your classes.
Like,
It's not every
Don't
day.
all of this stuff doesn't mean you have to do it.
You don't listen to Berna. You don't know it's Ibo and Shayo.
You know, it's not everyday shy.
Do not listen
No.
to social media. You need that freaking degree.
You do.
can't
Lock
really
in.
listen to
Lock
degree.
in.
Unless you're in trades, then that's different. Whatever.
Yeah.
And also pick your majors wisely, because why are you in?
Yes, do not let it.
All majors matter.
No, that's not true.
I mean,
Except for film.
why are you in film?
Yeah, beep
Why are you
this out.
a film major?
All majors matter. All majors
philosophy,
I know they're gonna be like,
I don't see that's okay. That's a good question.
Philosophy.
I had a
why is
philosophy
that-
teacher.
No,
Philosophy is really important.
No. I'm
You
gonna
only have one
quote.
option.
I'm gonna quote my philosophy teacher in high school, grade 12. I took grade 12
Was your
philosophy.
philosophy teacher? Did you have a doctor in philosophy?
She had a doctor in philosophy.
who, Dr.
okay.
Broad?
No.
Who was
Dr. Frick. I don't know her name. Her words were, "Philosophy is useless." And that's her. She's gone through 4 years of her undergraduate, her 2 years master,
Philosophy is
6
basically
year
opinion. I
don't
PhD.
think it is useless.
And mind
It's
you,
useless if you don't know how to use
If
it.
you don't know exactly.
In what
And if you don't
circumstances would
pursue
you-
further schooling,
Guy, let man finish.
no, all I was just gonna say is, mind you, this is the same woman who, she kind of told us that, after her, what's it called, because she really relied on her husband's income, because she literally couldn't do anything with philosophy. Also, so she got that job from university.
Like, I feel like these degrees, they're not necessarily useless. It's just
How you use it.
There's nothing in the market for them.
maybe
Okay.
the word useless is
Exactly,
hard.
that's
you have to
useless.
pursue further schooling.
If you can't
and
have
if you're
a
not
job
up for
with
that,
it,
don't
it's
take
useless.
it. Don't waste your time.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Like, this is
waste
my thing
Cause-
for political science. Like, you can't just be. I'm so serious, bro. If you can't just be a political science undergrad. Like, what are you?
No.
You
need to
can't.
do-
You have to do
you
something
need a
about
master.
it.
Something after.
Either get a master's or a PhD or go to law school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just think, political science. I'm gonna become the next prime minister. That's not.
No.
That's not how it works.
Half
I
of
know
the
Justin Trudeau was a teacher.
She was a
but
drama
that's not-
teacher.
Huh?
But he also
Drama
came
teacher.
from money and
came
was
from money.
the
Exactly.
child
And
of
a former
a
prime
former,
minister.
right? So your path was set. You were chilling.
You can't just pop out. And this is about all the art majors too. Like, you can't just. Not everybody's gonna be an artist. Not everybody's gonna be the next artist who's gonna make $1,000 off of a painting. Not everybody's gonna be the next musician.
And I feel like a lot of the big artists that we know today didn't go to
actually
art
very
school.
different.
Some of them were doctors,
Yeah.
like philanthropists, you know what I mean? And they just happened to make a good painting one day, and
It's
that's
just
it.
the word
Yeah.
useless kind of just makes it.
It
Even
diminishes
though
it.
it diminishes it because
Think
they
about
have a
everything
purpose. Like
everything has a
everything has a
purpose for
purpose.
Okay,
Yeah.
think
But how
about
do people get
philosophy.
in
That's what I'm
trades,
saying. If you're going to school, you're paying for it. Literally every.
Like we have a teacher in our
But,
professor that
that's
took
probably
philosophy.
like an exception. That's not the rule. Bro.
Yeah, that is true.
Because
That's true.
the thing is with philosophy, you don't have a lot of options, especially in today's world.
That's
Well, we
why
can
it's-
say with the same
Yeah,
thing
I
with
mean-
political science. We can
people
say
this on political
Yeah,
science.
yeah.
Just when you're picking what to do in school, if you don't want to go to school for that long, think about that.
Yeah.
Also,
Think
think about
that.
trades. I think, this is my opinion. I think women.
Boys, we're talking to you. I'm so sorry, and girls too. If you're not gonna be in school that
Oh,
long,
okay.
just lock into them trades.
Barb,
But
stay in
trade-
Stop
trade-
wasting your time. Stop trying to lie to yourself. Just hop in.
Because I have someone who told me they graduate one year program and they're good at trades and they're going into the workplace, which is great.
Yeah.
Like, imagine most of us are still going to be in school by the time they're in their 4th, 5th year of working and having a solid income. So
Be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At the end of the
We're
day,
not buying a house until we're probably
Everything
40,
has there's a
so, like,
everything
just-
this everything has money.
Literally what
in it. You
Felicia
gotta
said.
figure it
like,
out.
So just
most
don't-
of us want
it just all depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't be going willy nilly. And High school, they'll say you have time, but do you really have time?
You don't have time.
Like
and don't
you have time to change your mind.
No,
you have time to change your mind.
so fast.
It flies
to change your mind.
To change your mind.
Yes.
Like like you have time to change your mind. And in the end, there's a lot of people who are like, maybe you regret they would have taken whatever they are taking now earlier. But it's not like they're gonna be like, oh, like you can't take back time. So it's not like they're gonna be regretting those years that they spent doing whatever they spent doing, and then they changed their mind. It took those years that they spent doing whatever to realize that they had to do that in the first place.
And they probably learned other stuff as well.
Exactly.
And when you figure out what you're gonna do, go full force. Don't have
that's why
go for it.
That's kind of complicated. Why having a relationship in uni is hard, because we're all. Like, no matter, like, every year, like, where I know myself, and then you think, and then your birthday comes, and you're like, bro,
what was that year?
So much.
What the hell? So, like,
that was me
we're all learning each other, and, like, I know for most of us, we probably want to be in a relationship, but, like, while you're looking to be your true self, the other person is probably looking to be themselves, and then you guys have to look together, and then where are you guys looking to for real? That's the real question, because one person might be looking for marriage, the other might be looking for bang bang, bro. Doing things, bro. So you need to.
The hookup culture is actually insane.
Yeah, bro. If you guys get together, you need to send. Are we just doing the doing things, or are we looking for something? And if you are doing the doing things, do it safely.
Amen.
Why are you? This girl, she's so confident with looking into the audience.
Do it safely.
I want to go back quickly to what I said about the whole provider mindset, because I feel like I didn't fully explain it.
Yeah.
I don't want to seem like it's not coming from like a gold digger perspective or anything like that. It's more like if you want to be treated like a man, if you want to be a man, you're gonna have to be a provider to whoever you're marrying.
Yeah.
And if you want that, then consequently you're gonna have to have money for that.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep. And I feel like men need to have more humility a little bit with, like, if you're not able to provide now,
what it is.
Because we have a sassy man apocalypse.
Oh god.
There's no real men anymore. What happened to them?
Like, okay, Shakira.
Men of God are not sassy.
Like, no one's forcing you to be a provider, but if you're marrying someone who wants you to be a provider, then you're gonna have to expect those expectations.
Yeah.
and if you can't, it's okay. One day you'll get
okay,
there,
like,
or
no
you
one-
won't.
yeah.
Or marry someone who doesn't want you to be a provider.
Just marry a low maintenance person if you don't want to have to deal with.
I don't even think it's low maintenance. I just think maybe it's not. Maybe it's 50-50 type of person.
Thank you guys so much again for taking the time out of your day to join me on my podcast, season 1, episode 18 of These Beats podcast. Before you guys leave, why don't you shout yourselves out one more time and let everyone know where they can follow you.
On Instagram, it's Zaina, Zaina, an extra AX, _.
A troll.aken, ACHOL.AKEN. Follow me.
ERNICE.BABO. Your favorite Cameroonian.
Well, once you go on my channel, once you go on my Instagram, that's under my bio. So I'm not gonna spell it out because Daniel will have it right here. So bye y'all. Bye y'all.
So guys, I'm Cristela, and my Instagram is Cristela_LV&Z.
Again, my name is Marie-Liz. It's easy to say. You can say Chukameku.
Clock that.
This is no hate to Nigerians or anybody named Chukameku.
We love you.
If you can say that, you can say Marie-Liz too. It's pretty easy. On Instagram, you can find me at MARIELYS_W. And if you need your hair done at an affordable price with good vibes, you can follow Braids by Liz. So Braids by Liz LYS, and just shoot me a DM there. And yeah.
Hey, once again, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to join me on my episode, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.